Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, the heinous assault of two young women on Saturday rocked the territory, and residents took to social media to assist the Virgin Islands Police Department with identifying a vehicle that was said to be used in the criminal acts of the assailants. The severity of the crime, as well as the security of women, are of great concern because the perpetrators have not yet been identified and they are still on the loose. Stephanie Brown reports.
Virgin Islands Police Department addressed in a press conference held earlier today at the Wilbur H. Francis Command on St. Croix the carjacking and sexual assault involving two female victims. The lead investigator on the case and the commissioner of the police department informed that the vehicle used by the perpetrators were in the possession of the police department.
The vehicle was reported stolen. We know who the owner is. We've spoken to the owner. So, like I said, the investigation into this matter will continue.
In a chain of Facebook posts, residents in the territory shared information between one another, informing to look out for a white truck with an extended cab. However, no physical description of the attackers were divulged until today.
Three black male individuals who were identified as suspects. They were roughly in their 20s to early 30s. And the complexion varies from dark to light.
Reportedly, after receiving multiple hits to their vehicle from behind, the two victims stopped near the Tide Village vicinity to address the incident, and the commissioner was asked about the victims' relationship to the alleged attackers.
Obviously, there's no way for us to know whether or not the victims know the suspects or the suspects know the victim. There's no indication of that.
Rumors had also been circulating in the community of a similar incident occurring in the Sunny Isles area, and the commissioner addressed that talk.
I heard that also, and I spoke with my chiefs, and we looked at the reports that were provided to us, and that's not factual.
With both compassion and outrage, donations were given to Crime Stoppers VI.
The community of St. Croix has raised over $40,000 to be paid as a reward for information leading to the arrest of the individual or individuals responsible for this heinous act.
For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, the Virgin Islands Police Department is reminding the motoring public that while driving, if a vehicle behind you starts hitting your vehicle from behind, drive to a populated, highly lit area and call 911 or travel to the closest police station. Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. Well, in the courts, Melvin Peterson, 55, of St. Thomas, was sentenced today to 31 months of prison for possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. Acting U.S. Attorney Joycelyn Hewitt announced. District Court Judge Curtis Gomez also sentenced Peterson to 3 years of supervised release and ordered him to forfeit $6,726 to the United States. According to records, on December 12, 2016, Peterson pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute cocaine. According to documents filed with the court, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, they executed a search warrant on Peterson's residence on September 27, 2016, and found him in possession of approximately 280 grams of cocaine and $6,726 in cash. Peterson had no lawful employment. In other news, a special session, the governor called for that special session that occurred earlier today. And during the session, members of the 32nd legislature, they heard from the executive branch of both hospitals requesting funding for emergency repairs, as well as bills and appropriation of funds for several other bills that the governor has proposed. Tempers flared on legislative floor, and legislators voiced their concerns on the ramifications of passing bills too quickly. Here's more.
Yesterday we moved the entire wing out because of leaking pipes. This is real, sir.
I got you, and I'm not telling you it's not real, and your little tone there is all right because we both can establish that. I'm telling you that the issues throughout the entire territory is real, including those at Wang Lui. My issue is this: they didn't just pop up, okay? Exactly. And for some time you're covering it. That's how I feel. You don't have to agree with it, okay? You don't have to agree with it. That's my view. It's been covered up. Even when I was asking questions about the darn body parts that was out on the dock, and y'all hid that. Okay.
Language that is included is a language that will regulate the sport for the next 20 years moving forward. Somehow, the governor repeatedly is continuously saying that the horse racing bill is in jeopardy or the horse racing industry is in jeopardy. And that is the farthest thing from the truth. So the threat of them walking away that you're trying to put on the legislature is simply not true. And the bulk of the money that is going to be made from that particular promoter has nothing to do with horse racing, but has to do with the racino.
Now, Governor Kenneth Mapp issued statements today imploring to members of the 32nd Legislature to take seriously the urgency of the need for an increase in the local government's matching contribution to fund the medical assistance program, which serves 24,000 Virgin Islanders. And the governor further exclaimed that senators should move swiftly on the horse racing legislation, or the $30 million horse racing investment may be lost. Again, count on 2 to keep you updated. Well, WAPA received its first shipment of propane fuel from Vitol, which is a global energy trading company, in October of 2015. As far back as 2013, WAPA had begun to convert its plants from using oil to using liquefied natural gas at a cost-saving measure. Well, currently, Vitol has suspended LPG shipments to WAPA momentarily, as we shared, because of non-payment that has amounted to millions of dollars. Reportedly, the authority owes a previous oil supplier about $24 million. Well, today, members of the 32nd Legislature met in a special session called by the governor to deliberate on appropriation of funds to be provided to both the territory's hospitals that owe WAPA millions of dollars as well. Well, on Tuesday, Governor Kenneth Mapp, members of his administration, and an official of the Federal Highway Administration ceremonially broke ground for the long-stalled Turpentine Run Road project, as we shared yesterday. Now, the $9.5 million project began over 20 years ago with construction of a concrete bridge over the Turpentine Run gut, but stalled when adjacent land acquisitions hit a dead end. Governor Mapp, Department of Public Works Commissioner Gustav James, and Federal Highway Administration Assistant Division Administrator Michael Avery, they described the project as primarily necessary for flood mitigation. Meanwhile, Commissioner James Gustav gave an update on other projects as well. Here's more.
We just recently completed the Brookman Road project, which you all are very much aware of, and that was over $6 million spent on that project. So we are investing in our infrastructure. We know that that is what is required, and we continue to do it. We expect to be upgrading a number of areas of the Virgin Islands. I'd like to announce also that the environmental document for the Veterans Drive project has been signed by the Federal Highway Administration. So the Army Corps of Engineers are now free to issue the Army Corps permit for the Veterans Drive project as well. We're going to be starting that project. Hopefully we'll be bidding that job before the end of June.
Turning to our neighbors, Puerto Rico and its creditors are set to meet for the first time in court on May 17th in San Juan before U.S. District Judge Laura Taylor Swain to begin the restructuring the island's debt. The hearing will be the first time the Commonwealth, hedge funds, bond insurers, and mutual funds will meet in court since the island's Federal Control Board put the territory under court protection on May 3rd to address the $74 billion in debt and a $49 billion unfunded pension liability. A Puerto Rico agency known as COFINA that sold sales tax bonds followed with a similar filing 2 days later. So far, the only substantive issue Swain has been asked to decide is a request by a coalition of retiree groups for the appointment of an official committee to represent government pensioners. The hearing will help set the tone for the case and may reveal whether bondholders, retiree, and other creditors want to negotiate or fight. Should they choose to talk, creditors may agree to the appointment of a mediator. If they want to fight, they would probably tell the judge they plan to challenge the Commonwealth's fiscal plan. Well, here's an update. 3 people were arrested late Monday, as we shared, after chaos broke out near the Spirit Airlines ticket counter at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Cell phone video showed Broward Sheriff's Office deputies trying to break up an apparent altercation between two women. And according to reports, tensions flared shortly after 9 flights were canceled because some pilots refused to fly. Carlos Suarez reports.
Tired and clearly agitated, a crowd gathered Monday night, fed up with Spirit Airlines. Things were getting heated at ticket counters, and the fear of an all-out fight was made worse when deputies arrested 3 people and accused of them trying to incite violence.
I was upset, and they tried to say I started a riot for being upset. And then this is my first time ever being arrested in my life. And I have a college degree, so this is ridiculous.
24-year-old Janice Wall and her brothers walked out of jail Tuesday and pointed the finger at an airline worker they said cussed them out when they asked to speak to a manager.
You guys had security handles like we was animals all on camera, and it's like, that's my sister, she a girl, that's my brother, that's my man, you can't be touching us like that.
Anyone traveling to Lima, Peru?
Spirit in return put blame on its pilots and their union. The two sides are locked in a bitter dispute over contracts, and as a result, the airline said it's had to cancel 300 flights in the past week, disrupting travel for 20,000 passengers.
What I saw in that video last night was horrible. It saddened me. I was shocked. We can do better as an airline, and our customers deserve better.
Wall said what she saved in money cost her in memories. She wasn't able to make it back to New York in time for her graduation ceremony.
Don't ever use Spirit Airlines. No. It's cheap, but don't use it.
Well, Facebook is cracking down on links to spam sites, and it's part of the company's plans to show people, quote, fewer misleading posts and more informative posts. The social media giant announced Wednesday it is taking the aim at links to what it calls low-quality web pages. For example, pages with too many ads and not enough original text or images it considers spam. Also, if a site's ads are disruptive, shocking, or malicious, Facebook says it will make sure fewer people can see and click on it. The links aren't being banned. If you post one, it will still appear on your wall, but their newsfeed ranking will drop and they will be seen by far fewer people, if anyone at all. Facebook will, however, ban these pages from buying ad space on the site. Let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange with the Stock Market Watch. According to the numbers, the Dow down 32, NASDAQ and S&P up, NASDAQ 8, S&P 500 up at 2. Coming up on News 2, we have an update on Zika cases from the Department of Health, plus a reminder the department is continuing the workshops. The schedule coming up next. Well, welcome back. Here's an update. The VI Department of Health says that based on lab testing, the department has reported an increase in confirmed cases of Zika. 5 new confirmed cases with 10 new presumed positive cases among pregnant women. The total number of positive cases in the territory stands at 1,026 since January 2016. Overall, the health department reports 232 pregnant women out of 1,869 who were tested have been presumed to have had Zika. The department continues the special workshops for Mental Health Awareness Month, and some workshops have kicked off, and the next event is coming up. That's the Substance Abuse Treatment for Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Individuals. That's on St. Croix, May 11th from 8:30 to 5 at the Charles Harwood Room, and then 8:30 to 5 on St. Thomas, May 15th at the Department of Human Services Head Start Conference Room. Now, the next event, which is the Substance Abuse Treatment for Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Individuals, is a provider's introduction. This course is a full-day training which is intended for all providers in contact with LGBT individuals, including the clinicians, HIV providers, state, local, and county governments, employees, primary care providers, and more public health practitioners. This is a session just for that. Well, as part of Nurses Week and National Hospital Week celebrations, Snyder Regional Medical Center, they recognize their longstanding employees during a years of service ceremony that was held today in the lobby at the hospital. Now, many were in attendance to show their support for the nurses, some who have worked at the hospital for more than 15 years, and we will have more tomorrow. Department of Education, they're reminding parents of the early dismissal. This is from the St. Thomas St. John District of the Office of the Insular Superintendent. The early dismissals of all public schools will take place on Thursday, May 11th. Dismissals will take place 3 hours before normal release times and are necessary to accommodate monthly job-embedded professional development for teachers. They say lunch will be served before students are released, and buses will be dispatched early to schools to transport students to their normal drop-off locations. And also a reminder, school will resume normal times on Friday, May 12th. Now, those are the release time by school for Thursday, May 11th. Cancrine at 12, CHS 12:10, BCB 11:25, Eudora Ken there at 11:50, Sproul 12, EWAA 12:10, Abraham 11:40, Allah F. Muller 11:40, Dober Elementary 11:45, Janie Twitt 11:35, Joseph Sibley 11:30, Lockhart Elementary School 11:45, EBO 11:45, Gomez School 11:40, and Yvonne Bowski at 11:40 as well. Well, just a reminder, don't forget to join the celebration at VIA, the Chamber of Commerce's Business After Hours. That's coming up on St. Thomas. It's this Thursday at VIA's Customer Experience Center in Tutu Park Mall, St. Thomas. And then next Thursday, May 18th, at the center in Sunny Isle, former innovative locations. That's from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. You will have the opportunity to tour VIA's new Customer Experience Center and hear about the products and services. Enjoy the complimentary hors d'oeuvres from local chefs, raffles, and more. You also have the great opportunity to meet and greet. Now stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Well, we are going to see a couple more showers tonight through tomorrow morning. That's because there is a ban, a cold front moving in our direction, and with that we are seeing storms. Here's one. That one is past us, thank goodness, but also ahead of us, though, we're seeing some leftover moisture and precipitation. It's over Puerto Rico and heading our way. That will clear out, though, by the early morning hours. It's also been pretty cloudy around here the last couple of days, and luckily those clouds are moving out as well, which means we're going to have brilliant sunshine and just beautiful, gorgeous weather ahead. So for tonight, we have those leftover showers, 74 degrees. We're still going to see a few showers in the morning, but they're going to break up and go away. The sun's going to come out, and it's going to be gorgeous out there. So if you're here on vacation, you picked a good time. 83 degrees for the temperature. St. Thomas, 83 as well, and in St. Croix, 84 degrees for the high temperature. Now, if you're going to be swimming or if you're going to be out on the boat, maybe snorkeling, not bad. We have waves 3 to 5 feet on the Atlantic side, winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. We don't have any advisories on either side of the island. Waves on the Caribbean side 3 to 5 feet, and winds out of the north 5 to 10 knots. So a nice calm ocean for us for the next couple of days. So taking a look at the 5-day forecast, well, Friday through Sunday, we're going to see lots of sunshine and dry weather. That's because we have high pressure building, and that's keeping things pretty calm for the next couple of days. But if you do take a look at our Monday, you do see more showers coming on our Monday. That's as another system moves in, but a gorgeous weekend ahead. Back to you, Sandy.
Thanks for that. Let's take a look at the News 2 weather picture there by Cristino Gonzalez, second grader, sharing this beautiful picture there. Looks like a postcard. Great detail, Cristino, with some clouds and sunshine there. Thanks for that. Send us your News 2 weather picture to the address on the screen, and then tune in to see it right here on News 2. That is all for this edition. We'd like to thank you for joining us. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Have a wonderful evening.